Matt Brown here from Matt Brown's Guitar Studio in Chicago in the band Dead Parade. I offer private guitar and bass lessons. If anybody out there is interested, just hit me up. My email is right there on the screen. So in this one we are going to do the bass line to Nirvana's Oh the Guilt. This one is in the key of A major, and we are tuned down a half step. So I'm going to call things out like I always do, like this is an A note, not a G sharp. So every string down a half step, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat. So let's check out the intro before the vocals come in. So what we're doing here is just hammering away on an A note, all downstrokes to line up with the drums, you know, the bum 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 kind of sound. And then the fourth measure, what we're doing is a bend. So what we're doing is playing the third fret and bending it up a half step to get the pitch G sharp the first time, and then the second two times we picked it, the note is already bent, so they're pre-bends. So that's the idea there. So that is the main riff, and this main riff is going to carry through the first half of the first verse, and then the riff changes for the second half as we work towards the chorus. So let's check that out. So for this section, the first bar of the riff is kind of like the end of the last riff. So that's the same. And then every other bar we get this. So what we're doing is just playing like an arpeggio essentially of this G sharp 5 power chord with the bend. So these notes I'm doing with my ring and pinky here. The last bar of this section, we are going to have a little transition into the chorus part. So what we get is, so that little last bit there is 0, 3, 4, a little chromatic walk up there to our chorus, which also starts with our A note. Let's check out the chorus. So this is, you know, kind of bass playing 101 here. What we're doing is playing the root notes of the chords with some passing tones between them or some chromatic approaches as well. So that's all that's going on here. With the exception of the fourth measure of the riff, this is kind of playing, you know, not necessarily off the guitar chorus, but just kind of like a little variation there. The second verse is up next, and the first half of the verse is the same as the first verse. The second half is different. We're going to get the that type of variation a little bit more often during this time around. So let's check it out. As you heard, a second chorus comes up next. That is exactly the same as the first chorus. Then we have a guitar solo. So the guitar solo is played with the riff that comes during the first half of both of the verses. And unlike the verses, it's going to happen 4 times. So a total of, 16 measures. So then we have an actual verse, which is going to be the same as the second verse. And then we get a third chorus, and then the third chorus is twice as long as the other choruses. So, what we have to talk about is the very end, and that is it. We get, I'm going to play basically the last line of the chorus so you can hear how this goes. Alright, so that's it. We just have the accented downstrokes at the end to cap off the song. So, I am Matt Brown. If you would like to see my transcription of this one, please consider signing up for my Patreon. It's a $5 a month subscription, and you get access to all of the bass and guitar stuff I've ever done. Otherwise, just hit me up if you just want this one. My email is there on the screen. So please like and subscribe. I've got plenty more lessons coming. See you around.